Hey, welcome to this Shortwave radio channel, and I'm going to do a quick review of the XH Data D-109. So this is a brand new radio from XH Data, and I got two of them for a very simple reason. The first one that they actually produced had a flaw that prevented you to punch in frequencies from about 17,000 to 20,000 kilohertz. Then they actually contacted me saying, look, the radio is already shipped. So what we're going to do is we're going to ship you a good one once we fix the bug. And so I thought that was pretty good and pretty cool of them to do so. And some other people have received theirs. Some of the viewers that have actually had the first one have started to receive the second one. So this radio, first we got to put it in context. My reviews are often in context of the price paid. Now I will also tell you what I think would be a better choice, because there's better than this on the radios. But overall, you know what? If I paid $30. And honestly, for $30, I'm not disappointed. I'm okay with the performance of this radio for $30. Now, that's the intro price. I believe this radio is going to go up to $50. Now, that's going to be a little more expensive. And when you get to $50, well, yeah, maybe you got better choices than this that aren't that far off. So this is a long wave, medium wave, shortwave, FM, stereo, portable receiver. It is DSP based, so yes, it mutes when you tune with the tuning knob on the right side. And it has a slot for a SD card where you can actually play back MP3s, for example. And the reason they did that is because the audio of this radio is actually not bad at all. And it's a little heavy, and the heavy comes from the fact that they put a speaker that has a bigger magnet on it. So it's obvious that one of the things they did here is that the audio is pretty good, but they probably put more money there than they put the money in the receiver itself. And it shows in certain circumstances. So as for medium wave, it seems to perform well. I can't really say anything negative about it. I'll test it more anyways. And it seems to be good. Long wave, difficult to say because I don't have much to listen to. Difficult to really, compare and say, hey, this is good or bad in long wave. Some of you probably have a better idea than me on the long wave side. Shortwave, it is good on telescopic. The scan feature it has is great. It scans the international broadcast bands, is very sensitive on it too. It stops on a lot of signals. And on telescopic, it works very good, actually. This would be easily a go-to radio to bring along with me if I just want to listen to international broadcasts, because it doesn't have single sideband, so I can't really, this would not be my go-to radio for my everything listening, but I could see myself bringing along this radio regularly. And one of the reasons why this would be also a good one for listening is that the audio is pretty good. The speaker is rich, very full frequencies of audio. It sounds great when you listen to it. And if you're an FM radio listener, you probably find that it sounds pretty good there too. So there's an advantage to having a good speaker, and it's that it's giving you pretty good sound even for shortwave broadcasts. Where it really degrades fast is when you add a external antenna. They have an external antenna jack on it on the side. Don't do it. You probably have seen my video. I did show a compare between the D-109 and the D-808 on the same ML830 loop. This is a disaster on an external antenna. If you're using an external antenna, stay away from it. That is definitely the recommendation. Stay away from this. It's no good. If you're using just a telescopic, it's good. But you'll see at the end, I'll tell you what I think would be a better choice anyways if you do go and get one of these receivers because of the price that it's going to be tagged at. So on FM, it's good. It gets my standard beacons, as I say, which are WVPS 107.9, more than 100 kilometers away. So it seems to be a pretty good performer on FM also. Some of you, I've not noticed much, but you know what? My Texan receivers do exhibit that spurious signal problem on the 2 megahertz 1.8 to 3 megahertz range. Some of you have mentioned that you've been having some spurious signals in the 1.8 to 3 megahertz range. So in the 2 megahertz range, lots of spurious signals. So I haven't listened to it much on that frequency range. I will need to tune it more. I'll try tonight also. I haven't noticed much, except that it does stop when you scan sometimes on a couple of frequencies in the 2 megahertz range. But that said, my Texan PL368, Conticom GP7, my Texan, PL990, H501, they all stop at the 2 megahertz range. There's some spurious signals on those radios, pretty much all of them. I don't know if this one is worse. It could be, because if it overloads crazy on an external, it could be worse, definitely. But I'll investigate that a little more. Some have had issues. Some say that their tuning knob fell off. There's a few things. I'm not exactly sure how to really, I got two right now, two that seem pretty sturdy and pretty good. It's not impossible that, you get one that has a flaw in the manufacturing. It's not also one of the things that you have to take into account. These things travel across the sea, and if you ever seen shipping companies, how they handle packages, these take a beating when they get from China to here. So it could be shipping, handling too hard. I did notice that, it's bubble wrapped a little bit, but you can't say that it's overly protected in its shipping box. So that could be one of the issues with what's happening with that. Apart from that, of course, alarm. It got memories, memory channels. It's got clock. There's a beep that you can deactivate because a lot of people go crazy on the beeps that it do. You can play, of course, the MP3 files from an SD card if you want. Does not record. Most radios don't, even though some do. It is a 18650 battery, rechargeable with a USB-C type cable. And you know what? What I'll say mostly is that for the price, for $30, it's fine, and it will be a nice addition for, standard international broadcast listening because of its audio quality, and it receives well on telescopic. Now, should you buy this? Here's the thing. For not much more, you have better choices. Even the Radiowow R108, also known as the Seuodon R108, tends to be better at receive than this. It is sensitive, but also, even though it overloads a little on the ML830, and I'll make, once again, videos to compare, it overloads less than this. So the Radiowow R108 is a better choice. It's slightly smaller. It doesn't have as good audio as this one, but it has still pretty good audio, and it's a pretty good radio. And the Radiowow will give you extras, like it will give you the airband, which you don't have on this radio. So, the choice, if you have to choose one for the same price of this, you'll have a Radiowow R108, which I think is a better choice for a portable radio. Radiowow has a flaw, though. It has the flaw that if you don't use it, the battery drains. And that is a big flaw for people that don't use it very often, because every time you want to use it, your battery's, dead. So that's a big flaw for the Radiowow. For a little more, because when this is going to be full priced, once again, if you had $30 more, $40 more, you'll get a D808 from XH Data, which is far superior. If you look at the video, pretty much doesn't overload compared to this one. And adds airband. It adds RDS in the display if you're like that on FM. You get single sideband. So for not that much more, you'll get not only a better radio, a radio that does a lot more and even makes you listen to, the SSB band. So what I would say is that this isn't a perfect radio. It works well for just listening on the telescopic, has great audio, but you get better choices. And I think you should go towards those better choices before checking out this one, honestly. But like I said, I'm happy to have it. I have two of them. I don't know. I'll be checking what I'm going to do with the one that has a flaw. So anyways, it's an okay radio. It's not a great radio. Put it in perspective. If you use an outdoor antenna, forget it. Don't buy this. That's for sure. And even if you want to buy a radio, like I said, I think there's better choices out there that will be more interesting. And if you use an external antenna, less problematic. And give you more choices also of what you can listen to and what you can do. So, not a failure, but not that great of a radio, the XH Data D-109. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching my videos.